Welcome back, y'all. It is about that time. I am your host, Big Sleeps. This is Hollywood North Radio. It is time for our guest this week. He's our featured guest. He goes by the name of Malcolm Goodwin. He's an actor, writer, director, producer. Um, man, great friend of mine, man. Love him to death. He's good to me in so many ways. Always has my back. I tell you that much. He's just the dude who, when I ask questions, he's got answers. And here he is. I'd like to welcome him back to the show.
Big Sleeps. What's up, man? What's going on?
Malcolm Goodwin. What up, man?
What's up, man? It's
I'm
funny to hear you say my whole name. I'm like,
Malcolm J. Goodwin.
What's up, baby? What's going on, man?
Not much. The funny thing is, a lot of people don't understand. Like Malcolm and I, we always are laughing. If I go and I spend time at his house, it'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's someone laughing our asses off.
I know.
And realize, like, oh snap! And now things have changed, and we're gonna get to that very shortly. Just in Malcolm's life, and the thing is, though, is for those of you who actually, when you get to know Malcolm as a person, what you see right here is what you're gonna get, and I love that because he's real. He's mad real. He doesn't hold punches when it comes down to when I ask him business questions or ask him things like that. He'd be like, "Nah, Steve, it's corny." But we're gonna get.
No, man, it's how people kept it real with me, man. So I try to give people as much truth and honesty as I can. Drawing from my experiences and the mistakes that I've made and things that have worked out. And it's been me. I love spreading knowledge and information.
Well, you know what? You also like Malcolm is one of those people who just love to help people. You know what I mean? Like for instance, we're gonna get to Reacher. We're gonna get to some of the things in the project that Malcolm has. I'll tell y'all something. I'm gonna just put it out there. I will just tell you the type of person that Malcolm is. So there's a movie called Great Wall of Warren. We did it in Waco, Texas. Waco, Texas doesn't have a lot of a big film industry, and a lot of people who don't have experiences. But Malcolm went as one of the producers and decided to give opportunities to people who just wanted a chance to get into film and learn. So there was these cats. There was Andrew, there was Krause, there was Perry. And these dudes were like,
there's a few people,
listen, there was so many people that were fresh newbies, really never done this before. So Krause starts telling us that he's got this thing, and we're like, yo, bro, don't pitch, man, just chill. Just chill.
Yeah.
So Krause starts talking with Malcolm and them. So all of a sudden, dudes who never ever done anything before decide to be like, yo, I want to learn how to do script supervisor. Malcolm's like, all right, go ahead, try it. Blah blah blah. I was like, okay. Then but they learn quick. These guys will learn quick. So Krause now is like, hey, boom, boom, boom. They're helping with editing. Da 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 da. Malcolm's like, yeah, okay.
He's my assistant now. He's our assistant editor on the movie now. He went from PA to assistant editor, and to assisting me.
This is what I'm talking about.
Crazy, But that's also initiative, man. I mean, he quit his job, I think, at Cane's, the chicken spot, the hop on the opportunity. Andrew Sanders made it all happen. I mean, he knew we needed some hands on that set. It was a very, very skinny crew, so we needed some help. And he brought his friends, Cross and Perry. And Andrew was like MVP on that set. It was his first time, I think, working behind the camera at this capacity on this level. And he just did an amazing job. And then he brought Cross and Perry, just came and just killed it, man. So they're definitely part of the team forever now.
And I love the fact that
you were great. Props to you too, Sleeps, because you took them under your wing, man, and you taught them. I mean, I tell you about Big Sleeps. Sleep starred in the movie. Did his 4 to 5. He had a lot to do in that 4 to 5 day shoot. And instead of going home and saying, all right, guys, good luck, he stayed and worked on set. He stayed and just did anything that was needed and taught a lot of the young up and coming filmmakers how to operate on the film set and how to get better. And it was amazing. It was a team effort. It was a team effort, and that was probably the most exciting part, was everybody giving back, even our actors, you know, teaching, and obviously our crew. You know, everybody was really, really helpful in teaching the young people, passing on the knowledge and
Yeah.
skills. Yeah.
It was, you know, but that's what I would say when I say to y'all, like the type of person that Malcolm is. He didn't look at it as you didn't have experience. Yo, let me case explain something to y'all, and we're gonna get to Reacher in a moment because Reacher is one of those things that is just blown up, and
Yeah.
from between the books and everything else. But I want to get a deeper than just going like, oh yeah, Malcolm was on this show, Malcolm was on that show, he did this project. I think the best thing about Malcolm and the industry itself needs more people like Malcolm because to see the difference between Cross is now, we call him Cross, but we call Kraus is the name.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. His name is spelled Kraus, but
Kraus,
it's pronounced Cross.
Cross,
So
right? So uh, these type of opportunities just don't come to everybody. Like they don't come to everyone, and a lot of times people will say, "No, you don't have enough experience. I don't have time to teach you." So we'd be wrapped. Malcolm would still stay. Okay, we just go to the beginning. I would get up in the morning, and I would have to time it because I'd have to get in the shower and get out of the shower before Malcolm could get in there at a certain time because we had to leave at a certain time. And
yeah.
then I would get ready and I come downstairs and Malcolm's already on the computer. I'm like, bro, how the hell you like what are you doing? How did you even beat me down here? Like, you know what I mean? And then I would sometimes, you know, you get up, you use the washroom, you see the light on downstairs. It's like 4 in the morning. I'm like, yo, this dude, we gotta get up at 6:30, and he's still down there editing. So this is the kind. These are the things where when I watch someone like Malcolm, the dedication into just like the love for and the passion for film and everything else. And the fact that he like there's three kids who had a dream and just wanted to be in film and television. Malcolm was like, yeah, bet let's just show him, let's just teach him. And he's up there teaching him. And I've missed
Wow.
times I was like, Malcolm, you know, you need to sleep. You need to go to sleep, bro. And he's like, yeah. And but what I loved was is to see the look in these guys' eyes. And I've had conversations with these kids and how happy they were. And they see it now. They see that it just takes one person to actually give you an opportunity in
That's
order
right.
for you to see and what you want to do with your future. So I want to commend you for that. And then now we're going to get into the interview.
But I'll tell you one thing, man. Also, what was great about that experience also is, didn't they remind you about why you're in this and why you do this? Why you do the 14 to 16-hour days, and you know, if there's space and time between jobs, and why you hang in there, and why you keep on fighting, why you still write, you're a writer, you know, and why you stay into it. We can have like a rough day, and these guys will leave that set like, woo, this was the
I mean,
best day ever. And we're sitting there like, you know what? Yeah, it was a great day. We're sitting here. Did we get a little bit jaded? Did we, you
we
know, but you know what? It was a great day. Yeah, we missed a shot. We missed something here, or this could have been better. But man, we did it. We got through it, you know? And so they reminded me, and I try to have the crew and cast. I'm like, feed off that energy, that love, that raw love. That's why it's still there. That's why we do this. That's
yeah,
why I'm like, we still believe in magic. It's magical. You
yeah.
know, I'm like, when you start believing in magic, that's when it's over.
For those of you who are tuning in right here on Hollywood North Radio, we are live with Malcolm Goodwin, actor, producer, writer, director. And now we're gonna, you know what? Now let's just get. I want to get into because Reacher has just blown up. I mean, it's just been like a week, less than a week,
So
a,
yeah,
a week, right?
yeah, man. It's been. I mean, it's been amazing, man. I mean, what Amazon, Paramount, Skydance. I mean, what they put together, and the promotion they put behind it was incredible. I mean, led by Alan Richardson, who just kills it, man. I mean, he's amazing at Jack Reacher, Willa Fitzgerald. Um, Show run by and written by Nick Santora, who's a good friend of mine. This will be our fifth project together, and you know it's always fun and amazing to work with Nick. You never know how things are gonna work out scheduling, because he's so busy, and then I've been so busy, and then it's just so dope when something lines up for us, you know, to work on together. But yeah, the response has been amazing, man. Everybody who sent comments and to me and to the rest of the cast and about the show, all those positive. Thank you. I mean, it's been really reassuring. We're happy that everyone's enjoying the show.
And you play Oscar Finley. He's a detective in a small town. Um, what's that like? Because obviously, you played a detective
Hi,
on
Zombie. Yeah,
Five. You know what I'm saying? And now you come in, you're Oscar Finley, but you got the glasses on. You know what I'm saying?
got the glasses, the tweed.
Yeah, he
Um, I tell
broke
you one thing that's in
boy.
common.
You still look
Oscar Finley
still
and Clive
42.
Babineau like wearing some tight pants, boy.
And I remember you saying that too. You was like, yeah, bro. I was like, hey, Malcolm, you want to go get some of this to go eat? You're like, nah, bro, they got me in them tight ass pants, bro. Yeah, I gotta work out with Raul in the morning, man. I
I'm
can't.
telling you, man. Can't do squats when I'm wearing those pants, man. I mean,
Nope.
can't
You
get
can't pick up
thighs,
the
thighs,
strips.
huh?
You can't pick up the sides if you drop them. You gotta
I
ask
don't
them.
know,
Yeah.
man. No, you got to bend from the waist down. Don't bend the knees. You got to do it from the waist down, dude. You know. But no, man. I mean, dude, the wardrobe, and that's how in the books, the character wore tweed, and they made those suits, man. They made those suits from scratch. You know. And the minute I put that on, man, is you feel like the character. I mean, um, Oscar Finley is way more prim and proper and put together and way more uptight than Clive Babineau. I mean, Clive works with zombies, so he has to be there got to be some level of leniency there and some type of chill. But Oscar Finley, he's just real by the book kind of guy, and he has this backstory that informs who he is and why he's so tightly wound up. Yeah, and so it was fun, man. It was fun. A lot of people don't even think that's me, and I'm like, that's me. Somebody at the barbershop in Waco was just like, yo, man, check out this Reacher joint. And they were watching it and not knowing that that's me in the trailer. And it was like, yo, this joint looks hot. I'm like, yeah, man, it was fun to shoot. They was like, what? I said, yeah, that was a fun shoot. They said, what you mean? I said, that's me. Like, who you? I mean, the black dude with the glasses. Nah, that ain't you. I'm like, that's me, dog. I swear, that's me. So I take it as a compliment that people, is finding it hard to believe that that's me in that tweed suit and glasses. So I take it as a compliment.
Well, I saw the glasses. I said, okay. He went there. He took it to that whole new level. Okay. Was
Yeah, it
that a,
was fun, man, dude. It
was
was
that
fun.
a choice that
The
you
entire cast was great. The scripts were great. It was fun.
was it character choice you said I want to wear glasses, or was it something that the character was already scripted to wear glasses?
Already scripted. That's how he was written. That's how Lee Child wrote him, and Nick Santora kept that element in there. And
It
yeah,
works
it
though.
was written. Yeah.
It works though. What do you feel like when you were doing Reacher? What was some of the biggest differences between the character you played as Clyde Babineau on iZombie to this to Oscar Finley?
I tell you this, man. You, the fact that we shot all 8 episodes back to back. Usually with a television series like iZombie, for example, you didn't know, you don't know the full character arc. I mean, even the writers and you can't know. Especially
Right.
something that's not coming from like IP or where the ending or something. But the writers are discovering it, the showrunners is discovering it, and so what was different here was knowing the ending and playing that particular arc. So being able to pace it and make particular choices in order to earn that particular ending. Where with week to week stuff, you just don't know. You find out new things about the character that week, and it's cool. Like, oh, okay, go. But there's sometimes you can go, oh well, if I knew this, I probably would have played this differently in season one if I knew this was going to happen. But that's just how it works with week to week episodes where you don't know what's going to happen per week. So uh, you get to play that entire arc.
All right. So okay, and we got a question here from Miss Sunshine. She says, with that being said, which role has been the most personal for you to play or embody?
Any role that I played. Um, there's always going to be a lot of roles. There's a movie called The Lazarus Project um, that I did with Paul Walker. I mean, may he rest in peace. And that was that was such a big opportunity for me. That they took a chance for me to play this character who was mentally disabled and kind of you know placed in this mental institution by his parents. And we shot that in Manitoba, and just that experience working with Paul and the way we vibed and created that friendship because we were best friends in that particular show. It was, and I mean, it was an amazing experience. There was something that I just hold that special to my heart because that was one of the first ones in the beginning that where it felt like I got to dig in and really, really got something meaty. Got a nice steak of a character.
Yeah. And then Breakout Kings. I feel Breakout Kings was one of my favorite shows.
Oh,
And
thanks, dude.
you told a story about when you had left Brooklyn to go film in Toronto, and you said you basically had Tim's, and you sort of played. And you didn't really have much.
Oh man, I know what story you told. You talking about color of justice, dude. Listen, man, I was
Tell
straight
me
from. I never been on a plane in my life. I never traveled anywhere. I remember I got that role and I thought it was fake, and so I literally went there dressed as a character with the cornrows and Tims, and it was hot too. But I had the hoodie because I wore it at the audition. I came dressed as the character. I was young back then. I was young, so I thought that just in case they make a mistake, let me walk around as the character in real life. So they don't snatch it away from me. Obviously, it all worked out. But Breakout Kings, yeah, man, Breakout Kings. That's my first time working with Nick, and dude, I learned so much from that show. I learned so much from watching Liz Alonso, Dominic Lombardozzi, Jenny Simpson, Serena Swan, Brooke Nevin. But I learned, I was a sponge, man. It's just like I got to see firsthand these amazing actors um, um, work, and figure it out week to week. And yeah, man, I would not be doing any of this procedural stuff or know-how without watching Laz Alonso and Dominic Lombardozzi every week. It would
Wow.
not happen. So I sat there and I'm like, sponge. I took that, and they're so generous with their knowledge, and so yeah, all power to them.
Okay. I am Lord Stark says, um, iZombie is one of my favorite shows. Was wondering what a special memory you have of that show.
Oh, I got so many. I have so many, but I say one of the most special ones for me is when I directed an episode, and just everyone rallying behind me and the vision. Rob Thomas and Dan Etheridge, Diane Ruggiero Wright gave me an opportunity to helm an episode, and one of my biggest cheerleader, probably the person responsible for it all happening, was Raul Coley. He had mentioned me directing to Dan, and then it happened. It happened. He was like, "Hey man, I just mentioned that you should direct an episode," and then literally a couple of days later, I get the call to direct. So like Raul's one of my best friends. So but just just the support I got from everybody on that set, man. I mean, I think Raul did some storyboard. He had help with a couple of storyboards. Another talented crew member, Nikita, she did my storyboards, all the storyboards, all the blocking on set. Everybody showed up to pre-block the scenes, and to talk about it. So yeah, I had a little cheat code. I mean, it was just a team effort, man. And then that was a very David Anders and Bryce Hodgson episode, and so just the support I got from them, man. So yeah, yeah, it was amazing, man. Yeah, everybody just showed up and supported me so hard.
Well, one of the things that I know that you love to do is direct. You've directed a number of projects. Um, what do you have that's coming up? Or as a matter of fact, what is one of the personal projects to you that you've directed that you felt like is like, man, if I didn't do that one, I don't know if I would be here today.
Oh, good question, Sleeves. Um, it will probably be Past the Light. I did this. You know, it's a family faith film that I'm proud of. I was doing so much. I did American Gangster, Leatherheads, and then I did Freelancers with 50. I was doing a lot of kind of R-rated PG-13 films, and then at that point, I kind of wanted to do something that from my mom. My mom is in a church heavy, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do something more family friendly, and this opportunity came through. My business partner Victor Hawks, he wrote the script, and we got together. The funds were raised, and I'm proud of that film. I'm very, very, very proud of that film, Past the Light. Um, got it done in 16 days here in Los Angeles, and got this incredible cast and crew behind it. And every single day, I get some type of message about how that film has helped people, especially young people. And I think that's the part. That's probably why it means the most to me, is because the film speaks to young people and youth supporting one another, and also young people having a voice in their community, also in politics. And yeah, I think it just has a powerful, powerful message that I stand by in real life. Um, so it would be Past Life.
Okay, and one of the biggest changes that you've had in your life over the last 2 years is you are now a father.
Yeah, man. Best
Little,
role ever. The best role of my life. The
that's
best role ever, Sleeves. You know me, man. This it's yeah, we had my son Apollo, who just turned 2 a couple of days ago, and it's been a long journey, man. It was a 15-year journey, and we got there, and yeah, man. We had him right before the pandemic. So what was crazy about it was, I think I was doing Lost Boys with Rob Thomas. The
yep.
Lost Boys series need to come back. I don't know where that's at right now, what's going, but Sleep, I'm telling you, man, the Lost Boys series was fire. It was fire, man. So
Fair.
I'm hoping it find its way back to some network, studio, wherever. But it obviously didn't go because of the pandemic happened and shut everything down, and no one had any idea that we weren't going to come back. And that's what everybody working on anything, even outside of entertainment. So, but yeah, my baby boy, I got to literally be a full-time dad, and meaning that I got to be home. I didn't have to travel, which was amazing.
Right.
And it's been, yeah, all the cliche things I've heard about being a father in terms of loving someone more than you love yourself. It's it's true on a whole nother level. I knew it was true, but I didn't know the level of truth. There's some things, honestly, I'm still working with and trying to find the words for. Definitely made me a lot more vulnerable than I've ever been. I tell you that, man. It's like my heart is right. It's out of my chest.
I
You
see.
know,
I see it. I seen you editing. I seen you playing with him, editing, having him hit the keys on the button. I'm like, is that a fake keyboard he's hitting
but
with?
I
He was like, nah, he's real one. It's I'm just
that's right. I
father. Oh,
said I'm gonna do it all with him on my lap. I can still cut. I can still get it done with him right there. I said I will. We're blessed with a child. I will never ever ever complain about any of those things, and I haven't. He's right there.
yeah.
He's
I
right
be
there. He's a
sipping
part
my
of it.
coffee like, mom, he in the keys like that. He's
That's
like, yeah,
right.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm running lines. He's right there. I'll have Apollo be my ally. I'll talk right to him with these lines.
It's pretty
If I'm doing a voice warm
out.
up or a speech warm up, Apollo now he does the warm ups with me. If I'm working out on the bag or whatever, he's working out with me too. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, he's a part of it.
And so when you say, because I know it was, like you said, it was a 15-year journey because y'all were trying to have a child for a long period of time, and I
Yeah.
remember we had a heart to heart, and I felt the pain when you was like, yeah, man, we're trying, like, because there was a lot to it, and then finding out that you were like actually you guys were pregnant, it was a different Malcolm.
Right.
it was a totally different Malcolm. I was so happy. Everybody was happy. You was on one, but you was still nervous. You was like,
I
yeah,
was scared to death, dude. I was
man.
scared to death. I was scared. Papa Bear came out big time. I was scared to death. I took that year off. I was just like, I have to be at every appointment. Yeah, the nurse, the places, the hospitals we went to, they were like, this dude, wow, we never seen the father so present. I'm like, but that's what my wife and I decided to do. We were like, we're doing this every moment, every step together, you know. And also, you know, and you know, we'll share our journey. One day, you know, we're kind of sharing our journey through art right now until we're, you know, 100% comfortable going into it. But anybody out there who's dealing with infertility issues, you know, stay with it. Stay the course. I know it's difficult. It's challenging on the relationship. It's challenging on your relationship with yourself. It's challenging on your relationship with your beliefs. It can do all those things, but stay with it, because when you get that, you get to the other side, it's well worth it.
Right. When you look at him, when you look at Apollo, and you know everything that you're doing right now today, and as you're pushing forward and striving to do, I know the plan. I know a lot of the things that are going on, but him being so young, I've seen you talk to him about these plans. I'm like, he ain't gonna understand, Malcolm. But but when you but
He can hear it here. I'm telling you, he can hear it here.
when you when you when you when you tell him those things, you manifest those things. Um, what does it make? How does it make you feel? Because but when I saw it, I'm like, and I literally remember saying, "My hand on stand," and I walked. You
Yep.
laughed, and you was like, "Yeah, but I gotta tell him." But when you think of all the things that you have planned and all your journey, um, building a studio in Waco, plans to build a studio in Waco, uh, your career wise, uh, decisions you make for roles that you take. When you look at him, what is it that you like outside of everything else? What is it that you feel when you tell him all these things for that you know is going to affect his future?
I feel like, I don't know how this is going to sound, but it almost feels like I'm talking to a younger version of myself. You
Mm,
know, I don't know. It's like my belief is kind of wrapped up in him in a way. You know, um, it's, I mean, it's things that I wish was said, things that I wish, you know, people had said to me. You
right,
know, that's another, you know, he's fuel for me now in terms of fueling my dreams, because you know my dreams are wrapped up in him now, you know, and it's exciting. It just rejuvenated me in a whole new way. It just kind of freed me up in a way, man. You know, it made me less, you know, I never, you know me, I'm not a tightly wound person, but it just chilled me out.
right,
It just chilled me out in terms of there's certain things I just don't stress out about anymore. I just don't worry as much, because that energy, Apollo needs that energy, you
right,
know, and so I'm very, very selective on who I give that energy to. Um, and honestly, I love talking to him. You know, I do feel like he gets it. He looks me right in the eye, and there's some things where, and that's the kind of relationship that I want to cultivate with him as he gets older. In terms of, Daddy always talked to you. I always talk to him. You know, I didn't quite have that myself, and it was just a different way of raising kids back in the day. You know, and I don't knock, you know, my folks or anybody, for that. But in terms of what I would like to do is have an open communication, and for me that starts now. That's
right,
starting now. Let me practice that. And the thing is, it's not easy for me. you know, because I kind of want to, and I kind of want to, you know, kind of, I have to go against things that I was taught, and go against things of how I was raised. You know, stay over there, be where the kid. You know, as kids, we just had to be with kids and things like that.
Man,
Or when mom and dad is
I didn't
working, you just
know
had to
they,
get out the way. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. I make the effort to have them involved. I make the effort to show him and explain to him what's going on, and what I'm doing. If I can't play with him at that particular time, I'll tell him exactly what's happening, so he gets to understand. But I'm also practicing myself, because there will be a point where he understands every single word coming from my mouth, but he gets it instead of just kind of shunning him away or pushing him away. I'm just trying to institute and adapt a different practice.
right. He did something on the computer. I can't remember what it was. You recorded it, and he did something on the computer when he was hitting the button. You was telling him how to edit or something. I can't remember
Oh,
what.
dude, sleeps his tech skills. People are blown away by his tech skills, and I'm like, I mean, literally all these puzzles and all these games and all this stuff, you know, like Lumosity. I would play that. I got that app, and yeah, he just turned 2, and he can go through half of those apps by himself and crush it. And everyone thinks it's fake. They go, how does he know? I'm like, I had him on this app since he was 7 months old, amongst, you know, other apps like the ABC Mouse is amazing. Um, Beanie Bo is amazing. There's a few that are really, really amazing that I think just help sharpens the prefrontal cortex and just teaches children problem solving. And I had no idea he was going to pick it up, but he did. And
Yeah,
so as he just keeps plowing through these programs, I'll upgrade it and get a different one for him, so he doesn't, you know, so he doesn't get bored.
yeah. He's definitely a COVID baby because I remember, well, obviously when he was there, he chilled. He'll give you the what up, but he ain't really trying to, you know what I'm saying? He wanted space. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he wasn't messing with nobody. Yeah, because I
He
always
know,
say,
yeah,
you know, people say like, pandemic kids, but you also got pandemic parents, because
yeah,
this is our first, so we haven't we haven't raised a child in a pre-pandemic world. We
right.
haven't had that experience yet, so we yeah, in the beginning you got to be being protective. Don't want him to get sick and infected, and who's around him and all this stuff. I mean, it was Fort Knox up in this house. I'm telling you. I mean, it was Fort. I mean, it was crazy, man. So I'm so happy things are starting to loosen up, and he's able to play with other kids now, and meet his cousins, and you know, I still, you know, some of my siblings still haven't met my son. My parents haven't met my son, um, because of COVID. You know, in person. You know, we've done FaceTime and Zooms and things. But yeah, at the time, he likes his space. And if you were in mommy and daddy, grandma, Tita Eb, or my cousin-in-law Lauren, he wasn't messing with y'all. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. What up, Drew? What up, Rob? Hey, I got a question. We got another question here. This is from Eliza. Eliza wants to know, do you feel sad you're not in the second Reacher book?
No, I don't, because I knew it from day one. It's a 1 year deal. I mean, Finley is only in one book, so I don't feel sad about it all. I'm happy that it got a second season and we get to see this journey continue, and I'm so happy for Alan, and Nick and Don Granger and just and Skydance and Paramount and Amazon. I mean, because I mean, dude, they really made this a magical ride from the beginning, and to know that it's going to continue, I love it. And I go, listen, man, Alan Ritchson. I mean, blood, sweat, and tears is an understatement for how much this man put into Reacher every single day. didn't complain, put his body on the line. I'm sure I think there's an article about some of the injuries he sustained. You know what? He still went through and did it while staying diesel and having all of those,
Yeah.
having all of all having that procedural dialogue, and never complained, man. Brung his A+ game every single day, and that challenged us to bring this to meet him there. So I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so happy these stories get to be continue to be told. And why not? I mean, there's 26 books. I mean, let it go on for 26 seasons. Why not?
I feel you. You know, when you and let's talk about the 26 books. How fast this has blown up. Like it's just been like, God damn, like out of nowhere. And 35 million books sold.
Dude, I saw something that said 35 million books sold. It says there's a Jack Reacher novel sold every 9 seconds on the planet.
Oh my God.
That's what I saw. And I was like, really? Wow.
I spoke to like 8 people, like, yeah, I read those books. I was like, you read all 26? Like, yeah, man, since I was like young. Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of people. They go, yeah, I read all 26. Wow. Amazing. I mean, props to Lee Child and his brother. I know his brother started writing some too.
and you did some promo with the UFC. Am I allowed to talk about that?
Huh?
You did some promo with the UFC or with some UFC?
Oh no, man, no. I was no, I did something. I was with a bunch of Eric. He goes by Eric the Trainer. Who's he has a new show coming out. He's just a great guy who has an amazing gym out here in LA. A lot of us go and train with him. And no, he just had like this launch party for his show and had some of the amazing referees who ref for the UFC, and they were big fans of Reacher, which was super cool. So yeah, that was a few days ago.
Right. And when you see people react like that, does it still like trip you out? Like, oh, wow.
Though I'm always a little take because I forget that sometimes you don't know what people are reacting to, and then I had to realize that, yeah, I forget that I'm in Reacher walking around at Target, I mean, I don't, I'm not thinking about it, and also I'm also surprised because I dress so differently than Clive and Oscar Finley, so it's always really surprising when someone compares me. I'm like, wow, good on you. You have a good eye, especially I'm prepping for another character now, so I'm just getting everything, letting my hair grow and letting the facial hair grow so that so that when we create this character, this is what they told me to do. So I'm letting it all grow in preparation for that character.
Well, you trying to look like me.
But as I said, mine's don't. This man, nothing happens here though. It doesn't connect though.
Bro, mine took a minute. Bro. I looked like I was straight out of Africa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah,
crazy. And then it's slowly,
yeah,
surely, I had to brush all day. People like, what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
And then slowly but surely, it kind of worked itself out. So I know the journey you on, man, and I feel for you. I don't wish that on nobody.
yeah,
So
yeah.
congratulations on the new project, and we won't, we'll get to that another time.
Yeah.
So when you look at a show like Reacher, um, has Amazon talked to you about doing some more things? Is it something that just the experience that you worked with Amazon that you're excited to possibly be working with them in the future again?
Yeah, I mean, I love what Amazon puts out, man, and everyone who I've met there, dude. I'm saying it was just a great experience, and obviously, once you kind of cultivate a relationship with studios and producers, and it works out, it's just like, cool. What's next? Like, you hope something lines up, and it's all about timing, man, and opportunity. Obviously, it all has to be the right thing. And so, but yeah, I'm excited for future opportunities to work with all of them. Yeah.
It's funny. Now that I think about it, I mean, you've worked with so many people. George Clooney, um,
Yeah.
Washington. Like, I mean, the
Yeah.
list goes on. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I gotta ask the question because this is what the show is about. So I gotta ask you. I'm like, hey, if you could pick 3 actors, dead or alive, that you would want to work with, who would they be?
Dead or alive? Who? Dead or alive? Who would I want? Who would it be? Oh man, it's every single day. I think this is gonna change, but in this moment, it was popping into my head right now. And this is in no particular order. Um, but there was a part of me. We was just talking about Tupac at some the other day, and I was talking about Tupac as an actor. You know, as this the force that he was as an actor. You know, on top of being an amazing rapper and an artist, but acting, dude, I remember seeing Juice, you know, and just
Right.
being blown away, and Bullet and these other movies, you know, and but so as for today, Tupac would be on my list. I mean, Sidney Poitier. I mean, man, he rests in peace. I mean, come on, man. We would just these opportunities would not be open and paved if it wasn't for him paving the way. You
Right.
know, yeah, and yeah, and yeah, man. Also, yeah, Chadwick Boseman, man. You know, that was a friend of mine, so it was it would have been nice to work on something with him. We worked on he was part of the ABC diversity showcase um, years ago, and that's where we met. And we all had different scenes, and we weren't scene partners, but we all had to rehearse together at the same time. We were part of the same company, and you know there were several talks over the years, and that would have been really really nice to work with him as well.
Good. Somebody asked here. Let's see the question. This is coming from Will We Live Forever. It says, how did you get the role in Party Rock Anthem
Oh,
music?
did yeah, that yeah, man, that party rock anthem, like who knew? Like that's like the one of the greatest yeses I've ever said in my life, because I'm not even gonna front like I know. I just know one of my boys, Cameron Fife, he called me, and his a friend of his, Mickey Finnegan, who I met. We was all friends, but I met him through um I met him through Cameron. Was like, yo, man, you want to make this little cameo in this music video, shooting at the Warner Brothers lot? I'm like, all right, cool. It's LMFAO, and I knew the shots. I knew that song, and I was just like, yeah. I'm like, cool. I'll come through. What I got to do? Yeah, they just need you to come through, do some improv or something like that. I'm like, all right, cool. Wrapped up. I was flying in after wrapping season 1 of Breakout Kings, and I get home, and I had just bought a house that was under renovation, so we couldn't move in. So I was staying at my little brother's house, and they were like, "Hey, Mac, can you bring a suit to the set?" So I didn't have a suit. So I mean, if you watch that video, you can see them pants is mad high. My ankles kind of ashy because I'm wearing my little I'm wearing my little brother's. I'm wearing his pants. I have to go into his closet, and he's smaller than me, so I gotta wear these little tight pants with the shirt and tie. And then I show up to the I show up to the Warner Brothers lot, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? And then the concept's kind of broken down to me. And Red and Sky super cool, and their fan base is coming through because they had some type of competition where they had their fans come through and be a part of the video. And so everybody just mad cool. Dude. I'm just like, all right, go do hair, makeup. My wardrobe is that tight shirt with them tight pants. And we start improvising, you know. Start improvising, and then I leave after 15, 20 minutes. 2 months later, it's the biggest song on the planet. And then it's like one of the first 10 YouTube videos of all time to cross the 1 billion view threshold.
That's great.
So, dude, I had no idea, man. I didn't know how it was going to be that big of a song. And, you know, if one thing I can do all over again is when I was walking away from everyone, when they started doing the dance, man, I would have done something. I would have danced, but I kind of just mosey off. I gotta just slide off. I slide off, but I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't. I like, yo, I didn't really know what was happening. I didn't. quite understand the concept. I just knew I had to talk some stuff and dip out. That's it.
So you didn't know the dance moves. They didn't say, "Hey, Casey, this is what we're doing."
I didn't know the dance. No, I didn't know. I didn't know the dance moves, man. I mean, I thought I was like the shuffle. That looks like the Running Man to me. It looks like a remix of the Running Man, and it looks cool. And the outfits look dope. But I was like, oh, hold on. I've been blending in, and I haven't been infected yet because I've been pretending I can do the party rock shuffle too. But in the video, if you watch it, I just dip without doing the party shuffle, without doing the shuffle at all. And there's been a few people who's like, you didn't shuffle. I'm like, yo, I didn't know I was supposed to. I thought I was out the shot. I was like, all right, I'm gone.
All right. Yo, T Teflon says, would you ever want to do a Breakout Kings reunion? And when are we going to work together?
Yo, what's up, man? Yo, that's D Teflon always supports me, man. I mean, I got mad love to do from years ago, man. And you always need people like that in your corner, man, who always root for you and support. And so, yeah, I appreciate them a lot. I think a Breakout Kings reunion would be dope. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I've already put together the Breakout Kings movie and how it will play out.
Okay.
I already worked on it. I'll let it be known right now. So I was gonna go to Nick and let Nick know my pitch of what that would be, and how to get the whole gang back. But every day there's something about Breakout Kings, and I think a reunion and finding out exactly who ratted on Zank and Nelly, we need to know. We need to know. I know I need to know. So I have a pitch. If anybody wants, I have a pitch ready for it.
So now, I mean, with Reacher, you got a new project coming up. I'm going to wait to talk to you about that one when that one's all set. But you also have personal projects that you're working on. And I mean, I know about 5 of them.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you got anything you're working on as far as a director coming up in the future?
Yeah, man. Yeah, there is. There's a couple of things. And there's some things still being developed, and there's some dope projects coming out that I'm real proud of. There's a film that we shot last year called They Whisper, directed by David Bush, produced by Isaiah Laborde, and also Half Lives that's coming out too. Just a dope cast, and just a great script, man. And there's some things that I'm also trying to get off the table too, man. So we're in the process of meeting people and meeting studios, and we're in that development stage to get it to that point where it can be pitched to a network, in order to to get in front of an audience and be seen. So there's quite a few, dude. There's quite a few.
And when you look at the crosses, and you look at the Terrys, and you look at the Sandys and everyone else, when you look at them, and you look at yourself, at that age, and then now where you're sitting, what would you tell your younger self now, if anything, to continue your passions, and what would you change?
I would tell myself that there's no one way of doing it. If there's any mistake that I made back in the day, younger, was getting locked up, and it has to be this particular way. Or there's sometimes you may be inspired by one person's path and think that, okay, I'm going to do it that way. Like a person who I really looked up to, we went to school together, was Mos Def. He was Dante. I knew him as Dante.
Mm-hmm.
But to watch his path, working on the Cosby, I think the Cosby Mysteries, then he was on that Red Fox show on CBS. Dante, he always came back to the school and dropped gems and talked to us about the process. I mean, maybe he's probably the reason why I still do it. He did it first, and I wasn't even serious about acting like that. Acting was more like Hey, get to hang out with my boys. It was just fun, and then I fell in love with it in 10th grade. And then my first manager came from, that's crazy. I've never talked about that. Dante. That's how I got my first manager and started going out on auditions and stuff. And my first manager was Tom Cruise first manager. That's what made me a big Tom Cruise fan. I watched everything Tom Cruise ever did. That's why when Reacher came out, I'm like, I hope no one thinks there's going to be any Tom Cruise slander coming from me. I love Tom Cruise. I'm like, I love that dude. This is just a different. This is just like this is just a different, just a different. You're gonna have different Batmans, different Spider-Mans, and you got a different Reacher. That is just what it is. But I love that dude. So, yeah. So that's crazy, man. I never really thought about that, but that's the biggest
So
thing.
questions.
I would say don't get caught up in one way of doing it. Find your path, and to their credit, they've been doing it. I mean, I had a lot of people like Cross quit his job and said, I'm going for this opportunity for Great Wall of Warren, and did it. And I'm sure a lot of people probably would have told him, you don't do that. You don't know where this is going to lead
Don't do
to.
that.
Don't do that. Why would you do that? And now he's here at the Reacher premiere and at these big functions, and with me, because he bettered himself. He took a chance. And so, some sacrifices, and, you're going to have to make some sacrifices and bet on yourself. So that's what I would tell myself.
Dude, I told Cross not to quit his job. You can ask him. Dead ass. I was like, yo, you crazy, bro. I don't know what you thinking. You gonna quit your job? You a dumb Hispanic dude. I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. I love you, but come on.
How you doing that? Yeah. No, I felt it. I was like, word, that's how you do it, man. So, yeah, I feel like, that they're definitely a lot more mature than I was at their age. And so it's definitely, I just want to cultivate that enthusiasm. I don't shun it. I support that enthusiasm. And yeah, that got us, yeah. So, yeah.
So before I let you go, I have two more questions. As confident as you are, and I know you as a person. We've known you over the years. Like, you've always open arms. Stay at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I come, you give me keys to cars. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
PT. I was like, nah, bro. I'm taking the Honda. We in LA. I don't need to get no driving while black stuff. Nobody to
Yeah.
feel nothing for me to get pulled over reaching for the drive registration. And it's
Yeah.
ill because Malcolm told me, nah, don't put it like the registration's up above, right in the
Right.
the
Right.
visor. I was like, okay. I said, nah, I'm gonna take the Honda, which was one of your first vehicles that you ever bought.
Right. It was, man. Yeah,
And
because I got that Honda when I came to LA. I had my Chevy Malibu, and New York isn't like, it's not car culture in New York. My Chevy Malibu was popping in Yonkers. I was living in Yonkers at the time, and we were good. I mean, it was a 4-door, and I always had somebody in the back seat or front seat. It was always packed in New York. You got the whip is always full.
oh, yep.
And then I got to LA, everybody got a car, and everybody just ragging on this Malibu. Like they just killing me. And so then I think it was I don't know, it was one of these movies. I was just like, okay, I'm going to upgrade the car and have a nicer car. And everybody's like, oh, he's going to get some type of luxury car or something. And I rolled up in the Honda, super excited, like, check this out. And they trying to rag on my Honda, man. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, where I'm from, this is winning. This Honda Accord LX is beautiful to me. I don't care what nobody said. So I drove that car with pride and kept it for a long time.
Dude, I rode in it like I like special ed from I Got It Made. When he did the look back,
Yeah, man, it was nice. That car was all reliable, man. I drove that car because I don't like flying, so I would drive to Toronto and then drive to LA, then drive to Vancouver and back. I drive to New York, and it was in that Honda. Never broke down once. Never gave me a problem.
So, and leading to the question I was going to ask, because you have like as confident as you are, what are one of your biggest fears in life?
Um, think one of my biggest fears in life is, I don't know, man. I don't. God, this is a bigger conversation, Sleeps. Me and my issues with fear, and how I don't feed into it. But I would say if I think maybe running out of ideas, running out of inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm like, as long as I'm present, as long as I stay connected to people, I feel like that can never happen. I feel like the world would have to vanish in order for that to happen. And because I draw my inspiration from people, from real life and real life situation.
Okay.
And I guess yeah, either when my time is up, I guess that's when it will end. But that's my biggest fear, man. That would be my biggest fear, of just not keeping my pedal to the metal and losing inspiration and losing hope and belief, especially belief in people, and I know that can happen. That's probably my biggest thing. Is It's scary, man. To not believe in people again is a scary, scary thing to me.
Well,
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Rocking the LFC gear, bro.
Oh, you know who got this? Who's responsible for this? This man right there. Living.
Everyone's dripping. Everyone's dripping. I gotta
Oh,
get
if I knew you
sleeps.
was gonna hop on, I had the jerseys tonight.
Oh, did you? Congrats. What are you guys talking about?
They're usually right. They're usually right here.
I just saw you guys were live. I guess you're talking about Reacher, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff, man. Obviously gonna talk. Obviously you're so instrumental and one of my best friends in the world. So you're always gonna come up in the conversations.
Everyone on set's talking about Reacher, bro.
Oh, where?
Yeah. Like Matt Bedell, who's in the show, who was in Midnight Mass, he binged it in one sitting. He binged the whole thing. Sam Sawyer, who plays Bev, she plays Bev Keane in Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
She's halfway through and she loves it. It's dope, and everyone's been praising you. They're mad excited now, right? Because obviously, I don't know if they watched iZombie. Whatever. I don't expect anyone to, but now they're like, oh shit, like the Reacher cast are joining us, with Willa and stuff. So like everyone's mad hype.
Right, Willa too.
Yeah.
Oh man, tell me thanks so much, man. That's great.
We haven't said anything. But yo, Raul Coley is joining us, y'all. For those of you tuning in on Hollywood North Radio, the celebrities come to play. They both were on the show at one, and when they were in Vancouver, and the studio was open. Both of them came into the studio. And now they're both on like this. Malcolm and Raul are like mad good friends. Like, trust me, y'all. Like, to the point where it's just like, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine, type ish.
Yeah.
And
that's my son's godfather right there.
There you go. There you have it. iZombie in the building.
But we are matching tattoos as well.
We got the matching tattoos too.
Yeah.
No, it was a bet. We had to honor that. It took us a long time to get it. We made that bet season 1, and we were like, we get a season 2, we'll get the tat. Season 2 happened. We didn't get the tat. 4. We didn't get it to season 4.
Yeah.
Right?
Mac is just like a wonderful actor, and when I did iZombie, it was my first gig, right? And it was kind of like that overnight success thing where 1 minute you're broke and you're living at home, and I was doing my background work, and then the next minute you're one of the leads on a show in a new country. And Mac was one of the few people who like kind of took me under his wing, but not like everyone has. Most actors and producers and stuff, they know your situation, and they tend to guide you through the kind of more career stuff. Mac took it upon himself to guide me through the mental stuff more, because it's really easy to kind of get sucked in. You're very vulnerable and you're insecure, and things happen, man, and you have money and you're away from home and you can really go off the rails. It's a cliche, but you can, it can really ruin people before they've even got started. You can pick up bad habits. And
Yeah.
Malcolm just was big brother literally from the pilot. And you'll remember, Mac, we only knew each other for 24 hours. We did one day's work, and then remember you sat on that stool here till like 6 a.m.
And I got them chips all over your
and
floor.
you was eating the gluten-free chips, and it was just all that. But we from
chips.
day one, he just like was schooling me and talking to me about his journey and what he had learned over the last decade to get to that point. And yeah, so we've always had each other's back. And then yeah, the most exciting thing recently is I was fortunate enough to read scripts really early through my relationship with Mike, and I spotted something there that I thought Mac would be brilliant at. Obviously, we're not allowed to talk about character names and who we are and what we do, but I saw something, and I had already kind of spoken to Mike millions of times about Malcolm. And I knew that Mac is the type of actor that Mike likes to work with again and again and again. So it was waiting for the right time to pull the trigger, and I submitted Mac, and they loved him, and now he's joining us on the Fall of the House of Usher. So it's my way of paying Mac back as well for taking care of me for iZombie. So now they're all excited because of Reacher, isn't it? So yeah, we're waiting for Mac to come up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got told Raul, I'm like, man, you're gonna have to hear. Thank you. I'm so forever grateful. I mean, and all the interviews for Reacher, the show came up, and I'm like, Raul Coley made that happen. I mean, he's the one who submitted me. I would have never. He's the one who even got me into consideration for it. But yeah, man, that's just one of the. I think the beauty of. I don't know what we do is us supporting one another. You finding your tribe and people who are like-minded and good people, and supporting them.
And there is a the iZombie was the type of show it was. It wasn't big, right? But it was big enough, and we was always on the bubble. We was always on the fringe. We knew we were the smaller shows of that network, and the cast, spearheaded by Rose and Mac and myself, we all six of us made this effort to do as much publicity, as much tweeting, as much as we could to generate as much interest. And it makes you tighter, right? You're on a show, but you're not Riverdale, right? So the machine doesn't just automatically generate hype. We had to do that, and that creates a bond. And once it's done, it's like you can't help but champion each other. So I know Rose is dying to get us on Ghosts at some point, and vice versa. So you take care of your family, But yeah, and then me and Mac pretty much our family through Apollo. So yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to jump. I don't want to take over the interview. I just wanted to come through and show love to Malcolm. And you, Sleeps, you're a legend, bro. You're just gonna say,
man.
You gotta say Sleeps on set. Everyone knows what you're talking about.
That's right. That's a fact.
You know what? We were talking about you and Junior's on our show, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Junior's coming through with the fresh trims.
okay.
So it's like everyone knows everyone on downtown, and it's this community, and everyone has great things to say about everyone. So yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Sam can't wait to come back from the Winter Olympics and talk smack with you about soccer, by the way, or football.
Yeah,
he says,
hell yeah.
He goes, I can't wait to talk to that guy.
When I last spoke to him, because he's a Man United fan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk now. Yeah, I'm happy to talk. I'll talk to him for hours. They're not doing great right now, but yeah. Anyway, love to you both. I'm gonna have a protein shake before I pass out. I just got back from training, but
love you,
yeah. And I love you too, Mac. And I'll give you a call later on. Sleeps.
Cool,
I'll speak to you later, man. We'll do a chat sometime on one of these. Just let me know.
I got you. Hell yeah. I want to talk about the show, man.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Take care, guys.
All right, Ducks.
Raul Coley, everybody. That was a nice surprise.
That was a surprise, man. That's my brother, man. That is my brother, man. That's my brother.
So now, see, this is what I like. It's funny because we talked about it a little bit before, but what is it like to know that you have someone when you say he's like your brother, to have someone that's like that's got your back? You know what I mean? He's your brother from another mother, but at the end of the day, I've seen it, but other people don't really know the depth of the relationship that you guys have.
Yeah, man. I think like Raul touched on it. This the mental part of this, and it's part of, I think, with any business, but in particular to ours, just having that tenacity, and also you're also dealing with something where what you do can be praised or scrutinized uh, immediately over social media, and so it depends on how much of that you want to take in and how much of that affects you as a person. You can have some days where it doesn't affect you, and then maybe some days it does, the good and the bad, and just finding a way to deal with that and navigate with that. Also, when the filming process is work. You're sitting there trying to, you have to show up, even even if you're having a day where you're just not there mentally, man. There's something going on. You're still a human being, but you have to be. No part of you feels any joy that particular day, but you have to play the most joyful scene, and you have to find it within yourself. No one wants to hear your excuse of why you can't find it. Your job is to find it and bring it, because if you don't, that's a disservice to the piece, and that's a disservice to that character, because that character is happy and joyful. And so you have to find that. And it's a balancing act, man. We all deal with it differently, but you have to have somebody you can talk to about. Talk to it about. So Raul and I, we talked at length, we talked at length to the point where we became roommates season 5 to help each
Uh,
other, you know, um, get through those days and those times. So, yeah, man, I love that dude to death, man. So it's exciting to be working with him again.
yeah. I didn't want to let it slip, but he said it. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all good. Yeah, no, yeah, and it's out there. It's the fall of the House of Usher, man. It's Mike
uh,
Flanagan, who's an absolute genius. I'm just a big fan, and so far the process has been amazing. It's been
what
amazing.
what's that like, knowing that you like when you got the call and like that's that support system, knowing that you're going to be back to work with Raul again, be back in the city, and be able to kind of be like, hey, I'm here. I get to hang with the homie again, and just kind of, you know, Apollo, everything. Like, you know what I mean? What's that like to be able to now, and especially now when you're hearing that the mandates are starting to free up in March and people are just going to be able to kind of do a little bit more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think the big difference is, man, obviously reuniting with Raul, kicking it with you, June, just it's all my zombie fam again out there, and going there as a dad this time around
Mhm.
is super exciting. I feel like I've been discovering new parts of Vancouver, you know, and I know there's so many amazing things that I'm remembering that kids can do, and so I'm excited about that. I'm really, really, really excited about that, man. I can't tell you. And the work's the work, I know I'll show up, and I have my process, which I mean, I give my blood, sweat, and tears, and that will happen. But it's nice to know that um, that my family and my son, will be there and to reunite, the meet my Vancouver family is what I call it.
That's what's
I
up,
mean,
man.
5 years, there's like, I feel like I know more people in Vancouver than I know in LA.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because LA, you come here to book the jobs, but then you're shipped out. So if you kind of take away the 2 years for the pandemic, I've been in LA 15 years, and out those 15 years, I've probably been in LA a total of 3 years.
That's crazy.
I come here, you book the job, then I'm shipped to Toronto, New York, Manitoba, Vancouver, um, and so there's not a lot of time, spent in LA. Although this is my home.
Man, I just want to say thank you once again. I know it's longer than I thought it was going to be, but
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. You know I can talk forever, man. So it's all good.
But I gotta ask the one last question to end it up, so you can have your day back. And because I also want to say, I want to save it for, a little bit for the House of Usher. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
more for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. Allowed to talk. Yeah, when we're allowed to talk about it, man, it's gonna be some good. It's gonna be
You
a fun one. It's a fun one.
how I like to end the show, I like to ask everyone this question. You know, who is the real Malcolm Goodwin?
Who is the real Malcolm Goodwin? Listen, the real Malcolm Goodwin is if you're going back to the sources, like at the end of the day, I'm this. I always feel like the real Malcolm Goodwin is this shy, stuttering and stammering kid from Brooklyn, New York, um, who just loves hard, maybe a little too hard at times.
Yeah. I agree with that, man. I 100% agree with that. And I thank you for that, man, because I can tell you one thing is like anything I say and do, I tell people, yo, Malcolm, I got Malcolm. Malcolm. Oh, you want a director? Malcolm. You want somebody like Malcolm?
No, you always showing
Gonna be
love,
the
man. I
script.
know, man.
Malcolm gonna be the, But that's the thing, though. It's reciprocated because you put it out there like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of people don't know. There was a time when my car got broken into. I lost my computer. I was bummed. I was like, man, this is, I lost it. Malcolm turned around and bought me a MacBook. We
Yeah.
call him Mac. Mac bought me a MacBook.
Yeah.
Mac bought me Final Draft all at the same time. I was like, God damn. Like,
It's like we're gonna get you back, man. It's all
and,
good. Yeah, I didn't even tell you. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was like, you gotta, like, a lot of people don't understand. It's like, when he's like, oh, yeah, he's got this bag. And then he pulls this thing out. I'm sitting there like, I ain't trying to cry in front of him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be hard. Like, yo, thanks, Mac, man. I appreciate it. I got something in my eye.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
something in my eye. Not one piece of wind is blown, but I got something in my eye.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And a lot of people, would be like, but it's funny because I've done a project. Mac, but like he's there. He's always willing to help, always willing to have my back and many other people's back. And I think that one thing that people should know is that, yeah, he does love hard, but he's also one of those people. When you say somebody's like a real friend, like, or I say I have like, I always tell people, like, nah, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I can count like all my friends on like both hands. And
Yeah.
I still got 3, 4 fingers left.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. Like, I love you, man, and
Love you too, dogs.
congratulations on everything that's happened with you, your family. Love your family. Big up Vanessa,
Man, you too.
everybody. Over there, moms, everybody who's always just showing me love and yo, man, you're a good ass dude, man. And I'm glad to say that you're my friend. I'm wishing you all the best of luck with Reacher. And I'm gonna go finish watching some more of it because I like, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. But yo, Malcolm try to push up on Reacher with the like, he try to get bravado with him, try to get all brolic the character. I was like, he go beat your ass. But it's a great watch, yo. Y'all gotta check it out, man.
Oh
Malcolm,
yeah. 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 Yeah.
follow Vanessa for me, the
All
fam.
right, no doubt, man.
Big up Cross, and thank you once again for coming on, man.
All right,
And
thanks for having me, dogs. Thanks
a
for
lot of
having me.
your followers and started following us as well. I'd like to thank all of y'all for tuning in, man, and just giving us the opportunity to spread some love and some knowledge and have Malcolm on. And yeah, y'all are a big fan. Y'all know man more information than I know. Y'all just dropping stuff on here. I'm like, I can't even ask them. I don't even know what they're talking about. But I thank
Yeah.
y'all so much. And yeah, once again, this is Hollywood North Radio, where the celebrities come to play. Our celebrity guest this week is Malcolm Goodwin. You can follow him at Malcolm J. Goodwin on IG, and you can find him on every other platform as Malcolm Goodwin. And yeah, man, once again, I love you, my dude.
I love you too, man.
Peace out and have
All
a great.
right.
And
All
to
right.
Cross, I said, put the beads away.
Roger that.
Inside your
Roger that. Roger that.
All right, man.
All right, dog.
Love you.
All right, man. Love you too, dog. All right, man.
Right. Everybody, that was Malcolm Goodwin right here on Hollywood North Radio. Like I tell you, man, what a great talent, what a great dude. Funny as hell. You can catch him on the new series streaming on Amazon Prime. It's called Reacher. He plays Detective Oscar Finley, and trust me, it's a great watch. It's a great show. You're definitely gonna enjoy it. And yeah, and you can catch him in the House of Usher soon. We'll talk to y'all later, man. Once again, on behalf of myself, Big Sleeps, DJ Quiet Storm, Nene, John Rosaire, and Kai Stewart, this is Hollywood North Radio. And once again, we'd like to thank Malcolm Goodwin for being our featured guest this week, and all of y'all for always showing support and always having our back. We'll catch y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. This is Hollywood North Radio, where the celebrities come to play. Have a great Super Bowl weekend, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Take care. Peace. Be safe.